Well, hello, future sharks. Welcome to our application webinar today for our Master of Science programs. My name is Bao Gessel, and I represent the Graduate Admissions Department at Nova Southeastern University's College of Computing and Engineering, or CCE for short. So just as a heads up, everyone will be muted during this presentation, so we have the best sound quality. So the goal of this presentation is to guide you through our application requirements, the process, and also provide you with suggestions to help you prepare a competitive application for our graduate programs at CCE. So let's dive right in. We currently have 7 Master of Science degree programs, each consisting of 10 courses and 30 credits each. And they are the computer science, cybersecurity management, data analytics, information assurance and cybersecurity, information systems, information technology, and technology and organizational leadership. So the courses for these programs are available online, on campus, and or a combination of both. Please keep in mind, some of the programs offer mostly online courses, so they may not be suited for students who require all or mostly on-campus courses. If that is your requirement, please feel free to reach out to us, and we would be happy to discuss that in more detail with you. On average, it takes about 12 to 24 months or so to complete the program. And it really depends on the amount of coursework that you plan on taking per semester, and if you plan on being a full-time or part-time student. And you're able to take up to 4 courses per semester. And then the number of years that you have maximum to complete the program would be 5 years. Now, with our admission requirements, we require a bachelor's degree from a regionally accredited institution with a 2.5 overall GPA, the online application with a $50 application fee, all official transcripts from every institution that you attended, the resume, and also program-specific admission requirements. So I'd like to expand upon a few of these requirements. So for the transcripts, I highly recommend to allow sufficient time to submit official transcripts. So sometimes, there could be some delays and, sending of your transcripts. You never know, and usually that's kind of out of your hands as soon as you request it. So we definitely recommend to make sure that as soon as you submit your application, that you request for your official transcripts to be sent. We do accept copies of transcripts for review purposes. However, just keep in mind that if you are admitted, it would be a provisional status. So that means that you would be able to register only for the first term, and you would also not be able to receive an I-20 or financial aid. But once you submit those official transcripts, then you would be fully admitted, and then you can receive I-20 financial aid or other benefits that depend on your full admissions. So especially in these circumstances where you're needing I-20 or financial aid, then we recommend to submit all of your official documents as soon as possible. And if you have recently graduated and your degree has not been conferred yet and you've already submitted an application and all that, definitely save yourself some money and request for the transcript after your degree has been conferred. So you don't want to request for the transcript in between the time that you graduated and the degree has been conferred, because then you would again have to request for that transcript, and have to pay for it. So wait till your degree is conferred. So I don't know if you know this, but you're also able to apply to our graduate programs while you are enrolled in your last semester. So in addition to these requirements that are listed, What we would need for review purposes is an official transcript from your current institution showing your degree in progress, a degree verification letter that confirms your expected graduation date, and then we send your file to the committee and all that for a decision. And then once a decision is made, if you are admitted, then we would require the final official transcript that shows your degree converted. Now about the resume. So your resume should provide a descriptive account of your academic background and also your professional experience. And really you should highlight the areas of experience that pertain to your program of interest, and whether that experience is in the past, you're currently in it, or if you're planning to be part of an experience in the near future, then definitely include them all. And overall, you are able to submit additional documents to strengthen your application, such as standardized test scores, letters of recommendations, certificates, things like that. And if you want to submit additional documents, all you have to do is email it directly to us and we can add it for you to your file. And I'm also happy to let you know that the GRE is not required. So the GRE nor the GMAT is required. Is not required, excuse me. So for the program specific requirements, aside from the general requirements, these program specific requirements highlight the kind of requirements that are specific to your degree program of interest. It's a background knowledge that the admissions committee looks for in a potential candidate. In addition, if an applicant doesn't necessarily have the adequate background that is needed for that degree program, then they may be required to take one or more prerequisite courses during the first semesters of the program. I do highly recommend looking into these program specific requirements on our website before you apply. And I'll actually show you at the end of this presentation where you can find this. I also recommend attending our academic program guidance webinar next week, where we will dive a little deeper into this. Now for international students, in addition to these requirements that I just listed and discussed, we would also need some additional documents as well. So if your degree was completed outside of the US, we would need a foreign transcript evaluation from an agency that is a NACCES member. And they would have to, this evaluation report would have to include these three components: the US degree equivalency, the course by course listing, and then the GPA calculation as well. And the GPA requirement is the same, so the GPA does have to be 2.5 overall. For transcripts that you are planning to evaluate or have already evaluated, note that we don't need the official university transcript for it. So if you've already included it in your evaluation, you don't also have to submit the university transcript. Next is the English proficiency requirement. So this is if English is not your native language. If so, then we would require an English proficiency test score from one of these options. So for the IELTS, it has to be from the academic type test with a minimum score of 6.0 or above. For the PTE, also from the academic type test with a minimum score of 54 and above. And then for the TOEFL, a minimum score of 80 or above. And again, just to clarify, you would only need one score from one of these tests. And again, just like I said about the transcripts, allow sufficient time to have these evaluation reports processed and send, including the test as well, because you just never know when it's being sent, how long it would take. So you definitely want to make sure that you give it enough time. And again, if you need an I-20, you have to be fully admitted. So again, if you are admitted or even before you are admitted, we recommend submitting official documents as soon as you can. All right, so now onto our term dates and deadlines. So we have semesters that are available in the winter for 17 weeks, summer for 12 weeks, and the fall for 16 weeks. And admissions decisions are made on a rolling basis. So what we have is what we call preferred deadlines. So to ensure that we get you a decision in time for the desired semester, applications and all the required documents must be ready for review at least 1 month prior to the start of the term. So for example, this fall term starts August 17th. So we recommend to have all of your documents submitted by July 17th in order to get a decision in time, to guarantee a decision in time for the fall term. For international students, we actually would recommend to submit all documents at least 2 months prior to the start of the term. So for fall, as an example, we would recommend to have all of your documents ready by June 17th, only because, sometimes the I-20 can take a process. Also, the visa process can take some time as well. So you definitely don't want to have to stress about, whether or not you would be getting a decision in time. So that's what we recommend. And then the late applications that are not able to be processed in time for the desired semester would be considered for the next available term. And your application is actually good for up to 1 year. Now, this is an overview of our admissions process. So when you apply online, allow about 24 to 48 hours for us to process your application. Once we process it, we'll contact you to let you know the documents that are missing, basically your application status, and also, of course, answer any questions that you have. Once you submit your required documents, hopefully by the preferred deadline, then we send your file to the committee for review. The review process takes about 1 to 2 weeks or so. And then once a decision is made, you would receive a decision letter via your email from the Director of Admissions. If you are admitted, then we definitely recommend you to make an appointment with an academic advisor to discuss registration, course planning, also any other questions that you have about being a student as well. And here, I want to emphasize again, if you are provisionally admitted based on unofficial documents, we definitely recommend, again, to submit your official documents as soon as possible. So now I'm going to discuss how to get started with your application process. So the first step is creating an account. And you would go to apply.nova.edu. Again, that's apply.nova.edu. I'll be showing you where to go for this as well after this presentation, at the end of this presentation. So, okay, so when you create an account, you want to make sure that you click on create a new graduate account. So don't click on undergraduate account. So you want to make sure you click on create a new graduate account. And then you would set up your email and also your password. So for this email that you are using as your username, keep in mind it will be your permanent username for this application account that you are creating. And what this means is that you are able to later on change the email to which you receive communication from us later on. That's fine. But when you sign back in to your account, you would use the original email that you originally created an account with as your username. And if you forget your password, don't worry, just click on here where it says forgot your password, follow the instructions, And also, if you need any additional assistance, then you can also call the 1-800 number down here as well. Again, the link to the application is apply.nova.edu. All right, so the second step is starting the application. So at this stage is where you can save your application, log out, come back to it, whenever you're ready. You're still able to make any changes, such as the term or the major, your address, your name, things like that. And then at step 3 is where you would submit the application. So at this point, you are no longer able to make any changes. This is where we come in, where we process your application. But if you want to make any changes, such as your major or the term that you want to apply for, you would just let us know, and then we can make the changes for you. And then step number 4 is the supplemental items. So after you submit the application, you'll see a prompt that will tell you, and it literally says step number 4. It'll say step supplemental items. And basically this is where you go to upload your documents, such as your resume. And also you'll be able to see all the required documents that are listed, and the transcripts and everything that we do require. And whenever a transcript comes in, that an official transcript comes in that we get, and then we also update the account, mark it as received, all of that. So you'll be able to kind of see where you are in terms of the application status. All right, thank you all very much again for joining our application webinar today. This presentation will be available on CCE's YouTube page for future reference. And of course, if you would like to share it, please feel free to do so with others who may also be interested. Now, I understand you may have questions that are specific to you that relate to your admissions. So please feel free to reach out to us, and we are more than happy to assist you. So my contact is right there. Again, my name is Bao Gessel, and you can also reach out to my colleague as well, Levenly Jean Joseph. And don't forget to stay connected with us on social media. So whether that be on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, see what we're up to, and we would love to stay connected with you. I also want to mention our upcoming events as well. So next week, we actually have a Q&A session on Tuesday, where it's really a time for you to jump in and just ask any questions that you have. And, we'll be able to assist you with any questions that you have after attending our events, or if you just have any questions in general. And then next week on Thursday, we also have the Academic Programs Guidance webinar, which I mentioned earlier, where we're going to go over all the graduate programs that we offer, their differences, career opportunities, and also tips for identifying the best graduate program and more. So this webinar is actually going to be really good if you're not really sure which program that you're interested in, trying to kind of figure that out, or if you also just have questions about the program as well. All right, so now I'm going to take you to our website. I will show you some of the common links that will really help you during the admissions process. All right, so this is our main website for our college. So it's at computing.nova.edu. Again, that's computing.nova.edu. So once you get here, there are many ways to get to, the common links. What I recommend is actually the first thing I want to go over is the application part. So anywhere on our website, you'll see this button here that says apply now. So whenever you're ready, just click apply now. graduate and professional. Again, you want to stick with graduate, not undergraduate. And then if you click on new graduate account, and this is where you would fill out the information like I talked earlier about setting up your username and password, fill that information out, choose your program of interest, and then click create an account. And then you will be able to start from there. Now I'm going to go back to our main website and take you to the admissions. So this is our admissions page, and it has a lot of useful information. So our MS requirements are right here. You'll see the term dates and deadlines. You'll see the admission requirements. And like I talked about earlier, the program specific admission requirements, you'll actually be able to click on each one and be able to see it. So for example, if I click on this, you'll be able to see what those program specific admissions requirements are. Take a look at it. And of course, if you have any questions, please feel free to let us know, to reach out to us. International admission requirements is all here as well. And then our FAQs, our commonly asked questions, and then a whole page of itself for international students as well. So this is even more information. This is the link to our actual International Affairs office. And again, if you need to contact us, you want to schedule a one-on-one session, a campus tour, once we open up, then feel free to reach out to us here. And of course, I'm going to go back to the main page. Don't forget to, stay connected with us on social media. So you can connect with us down here on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, all of that. So again, thank you for joining our application webinar today. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. One more thing that I'd like to take you to is our events. If you go back to the admissions, so this is the events that I was talking about. So this is where we list all of our current events, future events, and you'll see for the Q&A chat session, that's for next week, and also for our program guidance, academic program guidance webinar, that's for next week as well. This is where you would go to register. All right, everyone, we hope to hear from you, and we hope to see you at our next events. Thank you all, and have a wonderful day.